Hello everybody, Iain Robson here for another episode of Westbridge Hills. Alright, we got a couple going on today. I feel like a really delayed start, I don't know why. Anyways, we got a couple going on today. First things first, I got the case Steiger. Where is it? This guy right here, he's currently stuck beside this guy apparently. He's currently cultivating the field right there, and we'll get him to come cultivate this other field in a second. And he's just finishing up. I think he's got like maybe one pass left. We'll see. Alright, so, having said that, we will need to fertilize this field, so let's get this going here. Oh, look at that. Wow, that was just perfect. I'm surprised it was that easy to do. Anyways, we're going to fertilize this field this episode, get this started here. Because we do have the different seeder this time around, we don't have the... Well, we do have the direct seeder, I suppose. But because we have the big seeder, it should theoretically take less time to seed these fields. But now we have to cultivate them first. I don't mind that so much. Adds a little bit of another element to the game. We haven't done much cultivating yet, so it will, of course, change it up a little bit. Alright. Perfect. Alright. So that field's finally all planted. What I'll probably do is next episode I will install the growth mod I was referring to last episode. That's made by Upside Down. The one that adjusts it so it only grows between, I think it's midnight and 4 a.m. So that will definitely be interesting to see how that works out once it's all said and done. From what I understand, that's how it works. I read the description, but there's probably more to it than just what I saw. So, it's kind of nice, and it kind of makes a more even growth from what it seems like, at least. Which would be good. Because sometimes you get situations where you don't get very nice growth, like on the other field over there that we have. It's not nice at all. It's funny, we need to make, I think I might get another big tractor at some point in the near future. Not sure when, but soon, I think. I think maybe we'll plant corn on this field, actually. And we'll do a big corn on, well, we'll do a big corn harvest, I think. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So in either case, we need to cultivate it, because this won't be cultivated. Oops. Looks like the case is done. In either case, we have to cultivate in order for this to actually, for the other seeder to actually work. Because it needs to be cultivated for the corn seeder. Why, I'm not sure, but just the way it is. Get this guy started here. I gotta admit, that little graphic on the back that they, or the particle effect that they added is really nice. They did a really good job making that look pretty sweet, actually. I can't wait for the soil mod to come out. I realize and it definitely adds like another element to the game. There's more like micromanagement involved, like, you know, looking at how much. Oh, we're not following the line. Oof. It adds another level to the game because stuff like, you know, having to place lime down in the field, having to cultivate or plow under stuff. It adds another nice little element to the game, and I'm kind of missing it, actually, I've discovered. Because I got so used to it with 2013 that I'm kind of missing not having that element right now. Alright, let's line this guy up here. And let's move these guys out of the way. I think this guy's ready to go. Yes. It's funny, I don't know if you realize this, but with this truck it makes really, really big... It looks like ruts almost. I don't know how else to describe it, but it definitely looks like ruts just because of the way the indentations on the ground from the truck itself. It's really strange. I don't know what's up with that, but it is kind of interesting. I have to be careful because this truck, with this trailer on the back, with it being like pretty much full, it definitely has a lot of weight behind it. I don't know why, but I always forget that fact when I'm making a turn. No idea why. But it's something I need to keep in mind. Alright, perfect. So let's take a little turn right here. and we'll just park on the other side right here. Nice. I was reading Farmers Forum the other day, and there was an interesting article in there about let's move this guy out of the way too, about farmers who are buying quota, dairy quota. And what actually happened was the farmer bought quota. Well, he bought another farm and he got quota with the farm, but he wanted to milk the cows at his own farm as opposed to the farm he bought. And apparently doing something like that in Ontario is actually illegal, which is kind of strange. Well, not illegal, but they don't allow it. So maybe it is illegal. I'm not sure. I wouldn't know if I would use that strong a word, but dairy farmers of Ontario, the people who moderate and make sure things are all done according to the rules and whatnot, didn't like that fact because they were trying to figure out why he didn't want to milk them at that barn. Actually, what we'll do is I guess I could put this guy in the cedar. I think I'll leave it though. What the problem that they ran into was the fact that he didn't want to milk them at the new farm he bought, and that was primarily because it was a tie stall, and he had robotic milkers at his farm. So what happened was he's going through the process of dealing with this issue because he doesn't want to milk them at the tie stall because I think he already milks, I think it's like let's say 100 cows or something along those lines. And if he were to milk at the tie stall, it would be a lot more time consuming. However, he owns the farm, but he can't put there's no point of retrofitting the farm or the barn itself, the tie stall, so it would take a robotic milker. It's an interesting situation because he bought the farm, but he can't milk the cows at his own farm because it will go over his allowed quota. I think that's how it works. Lots of strange rules involved there. There's always those strange sort of rules, like when it comes to farming in general. Like another weird rule is in terms of organic. And if you want to be an organic farmer, there's lots of things you need to do. A lot of times it's not even worth being an organic farmer because the amount of rules you have to follow in order to be qualified as quote-unquote organic. Like, you can do things in an organic way, but you won't be what's considered certified organic, which is what a lot of people want, which is what the certification saying, we are certified organic. Just because it allows you to essentially charge a premium for your goods because you are certified organic, but it's a big pain to do it. I don't know. There's so many rules out there. There's quotas for dairy and there's also quotas for chickens. So I think in Ontario, you're allowed to have, how many chickens is it in Ontario? I think it's 1,000 chickens in Ontario. And depending on which province you're in, there's a different amount of chickens you can have. I think it's for like broiler chickens, they would call them, I believe. So chickens you're going to take and use for meat, essentially. So there's a certain limit you can have on a farm, and if you go have like 1,001, you could get fined a ridiculous amount of money. So many little rules like that. I never quite understood all those little things because a lot of times it doesn't make sense. I'm like, well, why can't you have 1,001 chickens on your farm? And I'm sure there's logical reasons for not allowing people to have. I'm sure I'm gonna run out halfway through this. I'm sure there's logical reasons for not allowing people to have that many chickens on their farm, but I know it could be health concerns. It could be something to do with. Could be something to do with having the facility alone. Like, you can build a big enough facility to house over 1,000 chickens. Like, there's definitely broiler houses out there who have a ridiculous number of chickens in them. Maybe it is just 1,000, but it is different depending on which province you're in. Some provinces only allow 1,000. Some provinces allow 10,000. I'm sure. Wow, maybe that may be a bit high, but let's just say it's a high number. It's different everywhere, and I'm sure it's different in England and Ireland and all out there too. They have dairy quota too, and they're getting shafted, I think, on dairy prices. I remember I was watching the Funky Farmer a while back, and he was talking about dairy prices and how much he was making for how much he was making. I think it was per liter or something like that. No, it definitely was not very much. It's really hard to think about, like, well, how does he make money off of that? Like, in reality, like, it's not that much money in the end, because you need to factor in all the different costs associated with how much money you actually get with for, you know, with the milk itself. Always boggles my mind. Alright. Doesn't take very long to load, or very long to fill up. Jeez. I thought it was going to take a lot longer than that. I was almost going to tab away and go do something else for a second, but I don't even need to do that. I guess it's only 3,000 liters. And the funny thing is, the big one, where is it? This guy. Same width. No difference, which is kind of strange. You think it'd be bigger, but it's not. It just holds 8,200 liters there. So I guess it really depends on whether you're going to do it yourself or not. So if I had the hire workers consume fuel and seeds and whatnot, I would definitely pick the bigger one up, but I don't have that. I don't know why I haven't installed that yet. I think it's because I don't have course play. So like when I'm seeding, for example, I don't want to have to like go out into the middle of the field with a service trailer and go give them some seed. I know there are some service trailers out there, but they're not. I don't know how good they are. I haven't had a look at them, honestly. I think there's one on Mod Hoster, which is decent, which has like fuel and seed and fertilizer. I don't think I have it yet. I'll have to look into that, actually, now that I think about it. It's funny, that cultivator that we have over there, that Lemkin, you actually don't need that big of a tractor. You don't need 300 horsepower, so our little T8 435 will be able to use it no problem, which is kind of strange. You think with a big cultivator like that you would need a big tractor, but apparently only needs 300 horsepower. Now, of course, you need to take consideration like hills and whatnot and those types of things, but what we have probably would be no problem using it. Just like with our corn seeder, it would have no problem being used by this tractor even. This is one of our smaller tractors, to give you an idea. But that's the way it goes. It's funny, we're still really good on straw. Like, we made a huge amount of straw a while back, and we still haven't. Let me just see if I can find it. Yeah, so like we have just a ton of straw here, and we haven't used. We've barely scratched the surface of it. So I did this, I don't know, a while ago now, I think, and we're going through it and just slowly taking chunks out of it. The thing we keep running out of is hay, actually, and we have 16 bales here, which will be good for the time being, but I'm sure we'll have to put some more in there soon. Oh, they're at 15,000 liters. That's not terrible. Anyways. Alright, so we're going to plant this field right there with corn. So we'll get this guy on the corn seeder. And one thing I need to remember to do is I need to reduce, I should say, the speed at which it plants, because if it hops at all, it just looks horrible. Here we go. Yeah, if it hops at all, like, I don't know why it works that way, but it looks like it will hop every now and then. There we go. Huh. Apparently we don't need to hook up a PTO for this at all. That's a bit strange. Is it electrically driven then? Or hydraulically driven? I guess. Definitely no PTO shaft. And that's definitely an air fan, a fan of some sort there. It must be, I don't know, maybe it's hydraulic and we just can't see the actual seeding part of it. I don't know. I don't know much about the seeder in real life, so I can't make a judgment, but I'm pretty sure that fan needs to be driven somehow. It can't just be magically driven. And if there's no PTO hookup, I guess it would be hydraulically driven. That would be my only guess. Definitely not an expert when it comes to these things. Alright, let's line this guy up here. Let's use the GPS mod. We don't need a offset. So it's like that. Turn it on. Turn the air on. Yeah, it sounds like it would. I don't know. Now let's just see. We're gonna keep it at the maximum speed for now and just see how it works. Ooh, looks like it needs to be turned a little bit narrower here. So see that little jump right there? So that's what happens if you go too fast. Even on this? Oh, that's even flat though. We're just gonna narrow here. Narrow this width a little bit because it seems a little on the wide side. So let's go 8.8. I don't know what what's the actual width of this thing. Where are we here? 9 meters. So yeah, let's go 8.8 should be good. So if I go slow enough through here, so let's say I take it down to 50% maybe. The 12 kilometers, that should be okay. But that's going to be awfully slow. So this is the problem you end up running into. Oops. This is the problem you end up running into is a situation where you can go slow and have it so it doesn't jump all over the place, or you can have it go quick. And then you'll get the field done faster, but you'll have those little jumps where it kind of pops up out of the ground. I don't know if that would actually happen in real life. It might do. I haven't seen too many fields been planted, to be honest with you. I'm usually not around the in-laws farm when they're planting. I tend to be at work. Just because of the time of year. Alright. Let's lower the cedar down. That should be good. Are we going to make sure we get it all? Yes. So 8.8 is probably just the right, just a little bit of overlap just to make sure we get all of it. Because if we were to go to the full 9 meters, I think we'd actually miss a bit. Oh, you can actually see those little wheels turn. So I can back this up a little bit. Yeah, look at that. That's cool. Let's see those little I think they're trash wheels. I'm not sure. I think that's the name for them. They're just turning there. That's pretty cool. Gotta love the GPS mod. Probably one of my favorites, just because of what it allows you to do. It's just amazing. All right, let's continue on going through some of the comments like we were in the last episode. What do we got here? I think I've been through a lot of them already. Texas Long Haul says I should upgrade the T4 to a T6. We've done that already, sir. Well, it took us a long time to do that, mind you, but we eventually got around to doing it. See, did that actually... So that time it hopped still, but because we were going slow enough... See, look at that. I don't know what's up with that. I can only assume it's due to some sort of collision with the cedar itself. That is my only thought. However, because I guess we're going slow enough that it doesn't make a big enough difference. If we were going faster, I guess it would definitely make a big difference. I don't know. Just lower the cedar. Perfect. Yeah, I don't know. I think my only thought is it's due to it colliding with something. Like if you look, like sometimes the way these things are made is there's like collisions, or like it's collidable within the actual implement itself. So it's probably colliding with the ground. That's what's making it bounce. That's my guess. I don't have console commands enabled at the moment, so I can't show you the collisions. But that's the way it would work, at least. Looks like that case is almost done over there. So you could hire a worker now and it would stay at this speed. That's possible. Oh, I was almost at it. I'm like, are we actually planting corn? That would have really sucked if we were planting sugar beets, because I don't have a sugar beet harvester. Oh man. I guess I could use the markers. I don't really need to with the GPS. Actually, it's interesting enough. Some implements come with these markers on the side, and some of them don't. I believe if you get them, they're actually an added thing that you have to buy. They don't come with the tractor. or with the implement. So the funny thing is, they actually cost like thousands of dollars to add these markers. And I remember talking to a guy who worked at I think it was Trimble, Ontario, or he worked for Trimble or associated with Trimble. And the really funny thing was, he was like, yeah man, if you don't get those markers on the side of your implement, you can actually get like a auto steer for your tractor, which would basically do the same thing, and it would probably be more efficient than the markers themselves. And I was kind of like, yeah, I guess so, because he was saying like the actual price of the markers is just silly. Like they are really expensive. I don't know. I'd have to look it up, but it can definitely add, you know, a couple thousand easily. So if you drop like 5,000 on GPS, and you can actually move it from tractor to tractor, because of course those markers are attached to this implement, you wouldn't be able to use them anywhere else. So that is the problem with them. Whereas the GPS, if you put GPS in this tractor, for example, you could use it in other tractors as well. So I remember having a conversation about that, and I thought that was a pretty interesting little point that he made about that. I wonder if I can go any faster. We'll see. So the way I was able to slow down the maximum speed, of course, is with the drive control mod. So I'm adjusting the cruise control speed. Maybe 15 kilometers might be the sweet spot. We'll see. But you can do it. The way I'm increasing and decreasing is using the left shift button and the left and right arrows. And the cool thing is, like, normally this is what the left arrow would do, is it would turn the view around like that. And the guy actually had the foresight to avoid that from happening. I couldn't believe when I discovered that. He actually said it specifically. He's like, yeah, won't actually do anything, so. Because normally that's what it would do, but if you have it, he had it set up so it doesn't. Alright, is it going to do it? Okay. Seems like, nope, 15's a little too quick, apparently. That's annoying. So let's get this last little bit. I just can't believe that. I wonder why they... I don't know if that is just because the field's not level or for some other reason. I'm not 100% sure, but... it's a little annoying. So going downhill, I don't imagine it's a problem, but going uphill is where you'd get the little jumps, I imagine, and that's where you get the problem, so I don't know. Never made any sense. So apparently Adam was saying, this is one of the comments, Adam says, the reason why there's no square bale wrapper is because of branding. It's possible. They have the Ursus round bale wrapper, but they don't have an Ursus square bale wrapper, so perhaps that's the reason why. Or because they couldn't get McHale, which is the square bale wrapper from 2013. Who knows? Apparently Hogan was saying I could have gone through the barn over... I don't think there's a way to get through the barn over here, but let's take a quick little peek. I think he's referring to... I don't think there's an actual exit over here. You can go... I think he said go through the barn. So you can get in here, but you can't get out. I don't think that's an actual door. Or is it? Let's just give that a go. Where's my T4? Is it 2? It might actually be a door. It doesn't look like it, but maybe it is. Let's check it out. Perhaps Hogan is correct, and I have not messed around this map nearly enough. It looks like you can open this, though. Is there a way to open this door? It looks like it opens, though, now. Maybe it can't. It just looks that way, I guess. No, it definitely looks like you can get through here, but maybe there's a button you have to press. I don't think so, but took a quick look around. Nothing interesting in here. No buttons. Nope. So it looks like you can get in there from that area, but maybe there's a way to get in there. I don't know. So Hogan, if you let me know, if you know, I should say, please let me know. That would be excellent to hear whether you can actually do that or not. Austin asks, can I show people how to use duals? I don't believe there are dual tires in this yet. I think they would be in miscellaneous, maybe. I don't see wheel loaders, cars, chainsaws, forestry, weights, auger wagons. As I understand, there is supposed to be an update to the game that will include dual tires for some of the vehicles. I think it's for the T8s. It's supposed to be. I don't know if it will include more than just those, but yes, for now, there doesn't seem to be anything in terms of dual wheels. There's header trailers, headers, combines, trucks, front loaders. I don't know why it would be in. It could be in tractors, but it's not. And there's a sale on New Holland apparently. Still. So I'll check that out when it actually comes out. It's not out yet, so I can't show anybody. I think it's actually on the main website for Farming Simulator. That's where you can actually get it from. So Craig says, "Sweet video, keep them coming." As always, there's always going to be a video at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time every day, even on Sundays. Also, if you're feeling inclined, you can always go ahead and follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is @IPJRobson, like India Papa Juliet ROBSON. That's on Twitter. I'm not really on Facebook, so if you look for me there, I'm on Facebook, but I don't really check it. Usually what happens is any messages that are important don't go through me, they go through my girlfriend. That's how it would actually work. So, but if you want to get a hold of me, Google Plus, of course, is always a way, or Twitter. I'm fairly active on Twitter. I check it every day, basically, so you can always check out me on there. Anyways, I think this is as good a place as any to stop the episode for now. I'll probably finish up planting this field, and I think our case is done. He is indeed. He has one little pass left, but I think I'll just leave it because that's a waste of fuel, I suppose. Anyways, folks, my name's Iain Robson. This has been Farming Simulator 2015, coming at you from Westbridge Hills. Catch you guys later.